Welcome to the last day of this course, 7th day. We are going to discuss practical application of Bhagavad Gita in our daily life. Whatever we have studied till now, the information we got, what we understood, now all that has to be applied practically in our life. So today we are going to see how we can apply all the instructions, all the knowledge which we received in last few days practically in our life. So that is the topic for today. Bhagavad Gita, as we have mentioned, that it is meant for everyone. Bhagavad Gita has the principles which are universal. And universal means applicable to everyone. The practices given in Bhagavad Gita are for everyone. You may be following any religion, you may be of any age, you may be of any gender, it doesn't matter, because it is applicable to everyone. So that is the reason Bhagavad Gita is considered as manual for human life. Now just briefly what we have discussed till now. We have discussed that we are not this material body, but we are spirit soul. In the topic when we discussed who am I, so we are spirit soul, that we have discussed. And where have we come from? In fact, we as soul, we have come from the spiritual world, which is our true home. So from there we have come, and spiritual world is a world full of eternity, full of knowledge and full of bliss. Sat, Chit and Ananda. Sat means eternal, Chit means knowledge, and Ananda means bliss. So Sat, Chit, Ananda means that spiritual world is eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. That is the place from where all of us have come. And here we have come. Where have we come from that place? That is also very important for all of us to understand. We are here in a place which is called as Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna very clearly mentions that this material world is Dukkhalayam. Alay means abode, full of. Like when we say Himalaya, Himalaya means abode of him or ice. Vidyalaya means abode of Vidya, knowledge. Similarly, when we say Dukkhalayam, that means this is abode of miseries, full of miseries. So we have come from spiritual world, which is full of happiness, bliss, to this world which is full of misery. We have come from the world which is eternal, Shashvat, and we have come to the place which is Ashashvatam. And who is telling us that this world is full of misery and it is Ashashvatam or it is temporary? The creator of this world, Lord Krishna. So creator knows the best. And he is telling that this is Dukkhalayam, full of misery, and this is Ashashvatam, a temporary place. So from a place of complete bliss, we have come to a place of misery. From a place which was eternal, we have come to a place which is temporary. So our situation is very incompatible. And why am I here? So we understood who am I. Now we know that where have we come from and where are we right now. And why am I here? Because I chose to be independent of God. Very important. All those living entities who are here in this material world, a world full of suffering, a world which is temporary, we are here in this world because we chose to be independent of God. That is our position. We wanted to be independent. That means we wanted to enjoy independent of God, not with God. Spirituality teaches us that the real enjoyment is when you are with God. Spirituality teaches us that as the part can enjoy when it is connected to the whole, similarly the soul can enjoy when it is connected to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we chose ourselves to be independent of God, and that is why we are suffering. So we should not blame God. Why has He created the world? Why has He put us in suffering? It is we who chose this path. And now, again, it is up to us to choose a path of going back home, back to Godhead, of choosing a path which is full of happiness. It is also up to us. As we chose to be independent of God, now after understanding, after going through miseries, after taking many lifetimes, after suffering in all those lifetimes, our duty is, let us try to go back home, back to Godhead. Let us try to attain that life which is eternal, that life which is full of knowledge, and that life which is full of bliss. That is what we are supposed to do. Otherwise, in this prison house, in this material world, we will keep suffering. As we have discussed on the day when we discussed Prakriti, that this material world is meant for punishment and purification. Punishment in the terms of birth, death, old age and disease and three miseries, and purification of lust, anger, greed, etc. And in this material world, we keep changing bodies. The costumes, 8.4 million costumes. So it is, this is the chain, it goes on, and we are bound here by three modes of material nature. And we keep getting different bodies. Yesterday we were discussing this topic. Why are we getting these bodies, different bodies? Because of karma, vikarma, and akarma. Karma is good action, and then we get good reaction of it. Vikarma is bad action, we get bad reaction of it. And akarma is action without reaction, neutral activities. We have been taking body one after another. How long? It will go on till we get out of the cycle of birth and death. Now, this cycle of birth and death, if you remember, we described you sansara chakra. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jathare shayanam, iha sansare bahudustare, kripiya pare, pahe murare. Said that again and again you have to take birth. So these miseries will continue. The trouble will continue. And when? Till you get out of this cycle of birth and death. Otherwise, it's not possible. Millions of life we have lived. Please understand. It is not that this is the only life. Problem is we remember only this life. But we have taken millions of life. We have suffered in millions of life. We have performed karma and vikarma in millions of life. And we have accumulated lot of reactions. But now is the time to eradicate all those reactions and attain a pure life, attain a life full of happiness. Not that we keep asking every birth the same question, why am I suffering? Why I cannot be happy? Why I am not able to achieve what I am here to achieve? Why is misery all the time? Let us stop asking this question. Let us just go for the eternal life. This is the purpose of human life. And how can we achieve it? How can we go back home, back to Godhead? By performing the topmost yoga. Yesterday we were discussing about it, akarma. So akarma means the Bhakti Yoga, the topmost yoga system. Yesterday, as we discussed, there are various yoga systems, but amongst them, the topmost is akarma, the Bhakti Yoga. That is the only way to go back home, back to Godhead. Because Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he clearly mentions yoginam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmanaha shraddhavan bhajate yo mam same yukta tamo mataha. He says, and of all the yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So, opinion of Krishna matters, or it is the most convincing reason for us to perform bhakti. People may have various people may have opinion, but here is the opinion. Krishna very clearly says, that is my opinion. Here is the opinion of Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. And what is his opinion? Bhakti Yoga is topmost. So now, for the practical purpose, we should understand what is Bhakti Yoga and how can we perform it. That is what the practical application will be. Because after understanding everything, it boils down to bhakti. Krishna says, perform bhakti. Now, how to do that bhakti, we have to understand today. So, bhakti means that yoga which re-establishes our love and service for Krishna is called Bhakti Yoga. So, very clearly, as I mentioned when we were beginning the topic of yoga, that yoga is not merely some physical exercises. What is yoga? Yoga means to re-establish our love and service for Krishna. That is called the real yoga. So let us all strive for that. Let us all try to achieve that love, that complete satisfaction in the service of Krishna. And how can we achieve it? Now, that is the question we should be asking. So we have discussed all this till today, and we have come to the conclusion that Bhakti Yoga is the topmost, and that is what we have to achieve. Is Bhakti very difficult? Because when we talk of performing austerity, when we think of yoga, when we think of tapasya, these words scare us. I am not meant for it, isn't it? So we have to understand that is bhakti also something like that which will be very difficult for me to perform? No. Bhakti is very simple. What we have to do? Very simple thing. The first thing we have to understand is accept that I am sick. If a person is sick and he doesn't accept it, then he will not go to doctor. He will not take medicine. Then how will he be cured? So the first step for us is to accept that I am sick. The second step is, if you are sick, then you have to approach the right hospital. If you don't go to the right hospital, you may go anywhere, you may not get cured. You have a disease and you go to some person and people keep suggesting. Nowadays, because of this internet and so many other things, anyone and everyone can suggest you. You call up your friend and tell, I'm not well. He'll start suggesting immediately. Oh, what happened? This is this. Okay, you take this, you take that. And then you ask, are you a doctor? No, I read it on internet. Right? So anyone and everyone is becoming doctor nowadays. But that is not the solution. The solution is we have to approach the right hospital where we get the right treatment. And even after going to the right hospital, if you don't have the right doctor, what is the point? Like suppose you have some disease related to heart and you don't approach a person who's an heart specialist, you will never get cured. I remember that there was one person who was having pain in his shoulder, left shoulder, for long time, for 1.5 months. And he keep approaching the doctor. Whenever he went, the doctor gave him some painkillers. It's okay, just take this, everything will be all right. And then again he went after 10 days, again it's paining. He gave again. It went on for 1.5 months, and after 1.5 months, he had a major heart attack. And then when they went to the doctor, took him to the hospital, and there was this heart specialist. So he asked what happened, just he was asking symptom. And when he was told that, he said, when he looked at the reports, he said it is not possible. He was having the symptoms. He was having some problem. What were those? And then when he was told that he was having some pain, he said that pain was due to heart disease. If you would have cured it 1.5 months ago, he would not have got this major heart attack. That was a symptom, that was a signal being given that there is some problem in the heart. But the doctor, normal ordinary doctor, couldn't understand it, right? So similarly, we approach the right hospital, but we also need to have the right doctor. And then when you go to doctor, what he tells you? He tells you to avoid certain things, right? If you are having cold, as I'm having now, so if you are having cold, then doctor will tell you to avoid drinking cold drinks, right? Ice creams, obviously. So he has to avoid some negative thing. At the same time, you'll have to apply some positive treatment, right? Doctor will give you some medicine, tell you to take something hot, drink warm water. So this is what positive treatment is. And then you will be cured. So now, in today's session, we are going to discuss on these 5 things. The first one is accept that I am sick. So unless we accept that we are sick, and what are the diseases for us? So what are the symptoms of my disease? 4 problems and 3 miseries. What are the 4 problems? The body, birth, old age, disease, and death, right? So one has to accept that this is actually my disease. This is what actually I'm supposed to cure, not any other thing. If I can find the solution for these problems, then I can be successful in life. Otherwise, again and again, I'll suffer and I'll keep asking. Just imagine in this life, you're a very successful person. You have money, you have power, you have fame, you are very intelligent. But then what? What about next life? You will again have to take birth. Again you'll have to work. Again you have to do. So you have earned a lot of money, struggled in this life and earned a lot of money and prestige. But what about it? Next life again the same thing. You'll have to struggle again. You will not carry your money with you. Have you seen anyone carrying his money with him? Like the person, have you seen any time there was a wealthy person? He died at 10:20 and at 10:21 his bank balance became 0. And then the family people go to the bank to take the money, and bank said, sorry, there's no money. Said, what happened? Said, he took everything along with him. Is it possible? Person dies and the money remains here. Everything remains here. So that is why accept that these are the things which I have to work on. These are the things of which I should be away from. These are the real problems: birth, death, old age, and disease. And at the same time, the three miseries, Adi Atmik, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Daivik. We have already discussed these, so I'm not going in details. These are the miseries of this world which are troubling me. I am diseased because of these miseries. So let us try to find a solution for this. So first thing, we have accepted that I am sick. Now, what is the second step? Approach the right hospital. That is important. So temples, like when we say approach the right hospitals, temples of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, they are actually meant to be spiritual hospital. What is happening in this temple? You are not just coming and taking darshan and prasadam and going away. You are being given knowledge. You are being told to perform certain activities. You are being trained to do akarma. That means you are being trained to come out of your disease. And that is why the temple is a spiritual hospital. Earlier, those who do not have proper knowledge or those who are not connected to proper source, they also open temples. In India, many people open temples, right? And people go also. Wherever you have a temple, you go and take darshan and some, but no knowledge is given. Many of the temples in India, which I visit, they say, oh, this is very ancient temple, come go. I go there with very nice feelings. And what happens when I go there? I say it's locked. And then you have to look for the pujari. He'll be staying somewhere next. And then he will come, trying to cover himself. He was doing something. He comes. He was sleeping. He gets up. Then he comes and opens the temple. And then we take darshan. Isn't it? Have you experienced? And do you get knowledge there? Do you get treatment there? Only your money goes there. Right? Temples are meant to give knowledge. Temples are meant to treat us. They are like colleges or they are like hospitals. By giving the knowledge, by engaging the people in the right path, they inspire them to come out of their disease. If you were not here, will you ever know that your real problem is birth, death, old age, and disease? If you were not here, will you ever think of trying to find a solution to your problems? You know that you have problems, but you do not know where are the solution. But here is the temple which is giving the solution. So temples, they are like hospitals, the right hospital. So we have to approach a right hospital, and at the same time we also have to understand that our home can also become a temple, spiritual hospital, because most of the time we spend at home, not at the temple. So we should make our temple, our home also a temple. And that is possible. But what is happening in today's world? Like you see the flag here. What does the flag indicate? The flag indicates that this country is being ruled. This is India, right? The flag of India says Government of India rules this place. Wherever there is flag of India, that means Government of India rules this place, right? Is it? Can Government of India flag, they can go and put in America? No, it has to be only here, wherever the Indian government is ruling, right? So similarly, wherever there is flag, it indicates that government is ruling. Now, what do we find on top of our house? Dish antenna, DTH antenna, right? Earlier, these kind of antennas were there. Now you don't find, of course. This is an old picture. I remember these kind of antennas. You know that one, that three rods are there. That used to be earlier, and the TVs used to be black and white or even color. They had this, and then you had to adjust. So I still remember when I was young, we had that TV where the channel had to be set properly. So one person will be setting the channel, the other person will be on top on the terrace adjusting the antenna. And then, he'll keep shouting, "Ho gaya?" I say, "No." And then after some time, he'll say, "Yes, bus, leave it." And then he will leave it like that. And then we will also not touch the TV. Okay, now channel set. Watch Chitrahar or Chaya Geet, or once in a week we used to have movie and the entire colony will come and sit and watch, right? I remember when color TVs came, it was a sensation. And I think in our house we brought color TV in 1982. That was the time when India was holding Asiad or some, right? 82, yes. So, the color TV, it was such a big thing. Wow, color TV, then video, then this. Now, who bothers, right? But anyway, so as the flag shows that it is being ruled, the antennas on top of your terrace shows that TV is ruling your house, isn't it? Not government of India, not Krishna. TV is ruling your house. It's the center of the house, isn't it? Now, of course, we can turn it to internet. Now people are slowly giving up TV also. Now it's good to have, everything is on mobiles, internet. So, you see, if we analyze how our culture has degraded, so what 800 years of Mughal rule in India has not done to spoil Indian culture. 800 years they ruled, and of course they were trying their best to spoil Indian culture. They were breaking the temples, they were breaking the deities, and they were very cruel. Sometimes they will kill the pujari right in front of everyone, and they say, "See, your God, where is your God? And why is he not saving him? We are killing him right in front of him. He's not saving." So they did a lot of things, tried their best to destroy our culture, but they could not. So, what 800 years of Mughal rule has not done to spoil Indian culture, and what 200 years of British rule has not done to spoil Indian culture. See, after the Mughals, the Britishers, they tried their best, the British, to destroy Indian culture by doing so many things. They tried their best so that they can destroy the Indian culture. Even at a point, the worship of Lord Krishna was declared illegal for 10 years by the courts, British courts in India. So you were not allowed to worship Krishna. You could do, all other temples were okay because they were only scared of Krishna. Krishna is the only God. They also accepted it, right? Why otherwise only Krishna bhakti was stopped? So for 10 years there was a ban, complete ban. It was declared illegal. If you are worshipping Krishna, you will be arrested. This happened during British rule, 10 years of it. Of course, later the court had to lift that ban. Now what do we see in serials? Do we see our good culture? Do we see homely cinemas or homely serials? Nothing. All the movies you see, all the serials what are coming, they're all what kind of, I don't know how a family can sit together and watch such serials or such cinema. It's not possible. Earlier there used to be good movies, and they used to run for a long time. There was Jai Santoshima many years back, right? Now you can't even think of having Jai Santoshima, right? Even if you have Jai Santoshima, the title, there will be something else. Maybe they'll show a girl in a less clothes and saying maybe her name is Santoshi or something like that. I don't know what will happen. So nobody is making now good movie. Everything is just to spoil our culture. Where are the movies which are made on our culture now? In fact, there are movies being made to tell you don't go to temple. There are movies being made to tell you no need to worship God. Right? And then they do a lot of business. They earn money and they go back, but they spoil our consciousness. Right? So we have to be very careful. So this is how, and I'll tell you what happened many years back. Now, of course, they should do another survey. Many years back, they did survey on TV, watching. And they came out that a child, by the time he passes 10th standard, he has seen 10,000 murders on TV. 10,000 murders. Okay, he's seeing from, say, 4th standard. So over the period of years, he has seen around 10,000 murders, 20,000 acts of violence, rapes, and so many other things. Right? What kind of consciousness the child will develop, you tell me? We had children like Shivaji Maharaj. When he was a small child, his mother used to teach him stories from Ramayana and Mahabharata. And because of that, see the power this child had. Let me give you a small example of it. Shivaji Maharaj was a small child when he was called to Delhi because his father was working under the Mughal king. And the king said, I want to meet your son, bring him. So he went. Next day was the appointment. And this was appointment with King of India, not with any ordinary person. So you had to be there before the appointed time. So the king came and he saw Shivaji was not there. The king said, what happened? He said, the father said, I'm sorry, he was about to come, but as soon as he came out, he saw that there is the road leading to the palace. This road has both the sides butchers. They are killing a cow. So then Shivaji refused to walk on that road because cow is being slaughtered there. So then the king was really astonished. This is such a young boy, he has this. So he gave an order. From today, nobody will kill cow in my country, in my kingdom, whatever. So he gave an order. Nobody will kill a cow. So this was released. So all these, people had to stop. So but, the order had just come, so people don't take it very seriously. So next day Shivaji was to come and he still saw some people were still doing it. So he still refused to walk. And then the king said, what happened now? Next day. They said, there are still some people who are doing it, so he is refusing to come. He doesn't want to walk that path where cow is being killed because cow is very sacred to us. So king was very angry and he gave another order. He said, from today, if anyone will kill the cow, I will chop off his head. He will get death punishment. Such a severe punishment he gave. See, a Muslim king giving this order. And today we are in independent India, we are ruling, and if the government wants to bring the bill that let's stop the cow slaughter, people oppose. No, it should go on. Otherwise price of chicken will go high. So better continue to cut cows. This is the condition of our country today. So then he removed this order. So third day, so Shivaji, when he heard, okay, this is the order, then he came. So Shivaji was walking to the palace and he saw still one person. Although everyone else had stopped, but one person was still cutting the cow, slaughtering it. As soon as Shivaji saw, he took out his sword and chopped off the head of that person. Now, as a young boy, how did he get this strength? How did he get this pride of our culture that cow is worshipable? We are not supposed to kill the cow. We worship cow as mother. We don't eat cow. How did he get this? Because mother was teaching him stories from Ramayana and Mahabharata from the childhood. And what are we teaching to our children? All illicit relationship they are watching. Somebody's wife is running away with someone else. Somebody has a relationship with someone else's wife. And then they show people drinking. Good people means they are drinking, smoking. This is what is happening. And then we take what is wrong in drinking and smoking. That hero is drinking, isn't it? There was a hero, a Western movie hero, I'm forgetting his name. He had a style that all the time the cigarette will be, hanging from his lips. That was his style. He died of cancer, lung cancer. But before he died, thousands of young students, they started smoking, seeing him. He's our idol. But for the earlier generation, these were not the heroes. Let me tell you something which is very astonishing for you. In the Vedic culture, those who were performing on stage, theater artists, etc., were considered Shudras. They were not the idols. Who were the idols? The teachers. Even today, in small village, if there is a teacher who's teaching selflessly, he is glorified. He is respected more than anyone else in the village. The teachers, people wanted to become like them. If you remember the first president of our country, who was he? Oh, still you remember at least. Who was he? He was a teacher, isn't it? Because of that he was made. He was respected so much. Not that he was a shrewd politician, so he became. He was a teacher. He was respected, highly respected person. He became the president of country. Abdul Kalam, was he a politician? He was highly respected person. So we had times earlier, so Vedic times, these were the people. Now our heroes are the film stars, the cricket stars, the theater artists, and these kind of things have become our idols. People want to rush there. People want to have that kind of glamour. And let me tell you, those of you who are connected to this industry, you know it very well, there is only glamour. Nothing else. No morality, no ethics, no values, no humanity. The way they treat you, if you are a hero, then of course you will be treated well. Otherwise, you are nowhere. Isn't it? I have met some of them. They call them extra artist or something. Extras, what do you call it? Junior artists, I'm saying, junior. No life. Sometimes for years they keep struggling, and the only thing they get is just stand somewhere behind, And they'll say, you're going to get a very important role. What is it? The hero will come and you have to show him the way. That is your job in whole movie. Person is struggling for 30 years, 40 years. So this has been glamorized. And glamour, only glamour. And that all has been created by media. And that is why we have given up our culture. We are running after this. Such a pity. That is why now we should think that our house, our home, the center should be Krishna. We should not run after these. Make Lord center of your home. Or rather we can say that God should be center of the house, that it will become a temple. Make Krishna center of your house. Similarly, any person cannot teach you. As I was saying, nowadays we have internet, right? So you can just go to net and find out anything. You don't need, now you have a guru, Google Guru, right? So you just go whatever you want, Google it, and you'll get it. But then that is not the right way. Yes, you may get some information, but you cannot cure yourself. Like on the medicines also, you'll get so many information, but you still need hospitals, you still need a doctor. But especially in spiritual life, and to cure the disease of birth, death, old age and diseases, you need a proper guru coming in Parampara, disciplic succession. There are 4 Paramparas we had mentioned. One starting from Lakshmi Devi, one starting from 4 Kumaras, one starting from Shiva, and one starting from Brahmaji. And these are all starting, Krishna gives knowledge and then they further pass it down. So anyone coming in these 4 Paramparas, these 4 Sampradayas, they are bona fide person. We can take knowledge from them. So that is what we should do. We should approach a right person. Some time back, I was asked in a lecture, after the lecture, a question was asked that we followed some person, and then later we came to know that he was not proper. And then what is our mistake? We were following a person, but after 10 years, 15 years, we come to know that he is a wrong man. We were following a wrong person. So what is our mistake? We wanted to achieve God and we approached someone. The mistake was they didn't find out whether the doctor is right or no. They didn't find out whether what has been spoken is coming in Parampara or no. They didn't do that. And that is a mistake. Like Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, he comes in a Parampara called Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, starting from Brahmaji. So Brahmaji gave knowledge to Narad. First Krishna gave to Brahma, Brahma gave to Narad, Naradji gave to Vyasadev, and Vyasadev further down to his disciples, coming down up to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who was guru of Srila Prabhupada, and then he gave knowledge to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So that's how this knowledge is coming to us in Parampara. What we are speaking today is based entirely on his teachings. And his teachings are coming from Parampara. So what you are getting is from Parampara. So our mistake is that we approach a doctor, but we don't find out whether he is right or no. Somebody suggests okay, and then we just go. So that is why it is very important to approach a person who's coming in Parampara. What are the advantages of taking the knowledge in Parampara? The first advantage is the knowledge is unadulterated. There is no mixing. That is why if you read Bhagavad Gita, given by His Divine Grace, the commentary given by him, the title is Bhagavad Gita as it is. Yatha Roop, Jashi Ahe Tashi. There's no change. As it is, we give. Prabhupada gave as it is, as was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna, as Arjuna should understand. That is how it has been given to us. So as it is. So first benefit of taking the knowledge from Parampara is that you get unadulterated knowledge. There is no adulteration, no mixing. Whatever I am teaching you is based on his teaching. I cannot change it. I cannot say maybe like this. My opinion is like this. No, my opinion has no value. The opinion of Krishna has value. The opinion of Shastras have value. The opinion of Acharyas like Srila Prabhupada has value. And if we just repeat, then our words have value. And this is called Parampara. So unadulterated knowledge. The second benefit is we get the mercy of those great devotees who are very close to Krishna, whom Krishna loves. And their mercy comes so that we can understand that knowledge. Spiritual knowledge is not so easy. Like in ordinary hospital you go, you take the medicine, you take it and you will be all right, right? But here in spiritual hospital it doesn't work. You take the medicine and still you need the mercy of the doctor, the spiritual master to understand that knowledge. So by Parampara we get the mercy of the Acharyas to understand that knowledge. And of course, it is the order of Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarishyo vidu sakale neha mahata yogo nashtaha parantapa. That this knowledge is taken in Parampara. Evam parampara praptam. He said, this knowledge has to be taken in Parampara. So this is order of Krishna. So that is why very important to approach a person who's in Parampara. And when we approach a doctor, what he gives us certain things, rules and regulations, right? Do this, don't do that, or do's and don'ts. So when we approach a right doctor, then we are supposed to follow some rules and regulation. What are those rules and regulations that we can follow so that we perform a karma? The first one is we should be in association of devotees. Without being an association of devotees, performing devotional service is not possible. So try to be in association of devotees as much as possible. And what do you do when you come in association with devotees? Make friends with them. When you come in association of devotees. In association of devotees, we don't discuss which new movie is coming. Is it? What is the point of having association? If we are discussing which is the next movie, what happened in the politics, what happened in the sports. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Matchitta matagat prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantasya mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. That my devotees, when they come together, what do they discuss? Kathayantasya mam nityam. They discuss my topics. Discuss about Krishna. Make friends with devotees. And then hear spiritual discourses. Hearing is very powerful. Spiritual life begins with faith, and that faith comes when we hear. Otherwise, how is it possible? Like I asked you one time, do you know where is Japan? You know it, but you've never been there. How you know? By hearing. You heard that Japan is such a such country, this happens there, that happens there, right? So hearing is very powerful. We want to know about the spiritual world. We want to know about Krishna. How will we know? It is said that Krishna you should not see with your eyes, you should see with your ears. Krishna is known by ears, by hearing. And when you hear the stories of Krishna, the pastimes of Krishna, about Krishna, or whatever has been told by Krishna, what happens? The heart is purified. Bhagavatam says, Shrinvatam swakatha Krishna punya shravana kirtanaha hridayantastaya bhadrani vidhunoti surhid satam. It is said, Shrinvatam swakatha Krishna. When you hear the stories, the pastimes of Krishna, what happens is, Hridayantastu yabhadrani, whatever dirty things are there in your heart, abhadra, like lust, anger, greed, which all of us have, Hridayantastu yabhadrani vidunoti suhutsatam. They are all cleaned completely. Your heart is completely cleansed of all this contamination. That is why hearing is most important. The picture which you are seeing here is a picture where Shukadeva Goswami is giving Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die in 7 days. And Parikshit Maharaj gave up everything, his kingdom, his family, everything, and he came on the banks of the river and he started asking the sages, please tell me, what is the prime duty of a person who is about to die? Very important question. You may think that, okay, this question is for those who are on deathbed, who are on hospitals about to die. No, this is for every one of us because we do not know when we will die. So he asked this question, what is the prime duty of a person who is about to die? And Shukadeva Goswami told him, Tasmad Bharat Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavyasche Chata Bhayam. He says the prime duty of the person who is about to die, my dear Parikshit, is Tasmad Bharat Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari. Hear about Lord Krishna, Bhagavan, who is Ishwar, who is Hari. What should you do? Shrotavya, hear about him. Kirtitavya, speak about him. Smartavyasche chata bhayam. And if you remember him, then all your fear will go away. So this is what a person should do. But this is very important thing, hearing about Krishna. And then Sankirtan, performing the congregational chanting of the holy name. Now this was given as a Yuga Dharma. We are all in Kali Yuga. There are different yugas, right? There is Satyuga, there is Treta Yuga, there is Dwapar, and there is Kali Yuga. And for every yuga the dharma changes. For Satyuga, it is said, Krite yadhyayato Vishnum Tretayam yajate mukhe Dwapare paricharyaya Kalo tad Hari Kirtanat. It is said that in the age of Satyuga, that age, the Yuga Dharma was dhyayato, to meditate, perform austerity, like people were going in jungle and performing austerity for thousands of years. Krita yad dhyayato Vishnu. And when the Treta Yuga come, what happened? Treta, they started performing yagya. And then in Dwapar Yuga, the deity worship. But it is said the same benefit which people earlier were getting by performing thousands of years of tapasya or by performing very elaborate yagyas or doing deity worship, you get it just by performing Hari Kirtanat, Kirtan of Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, he came to give this knowledge, to give this Yuga Dharma, that same Krishna. It was like simple. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita instructs. What is the last instruction of Krishna? Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma shuchaha. Give up all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. And then Krishna said this and he went back to his abode, spiritual world. And from there he turned back to see whether people are following or not. And he saw nobody was following. So then he came down again in the form of a devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, about 500 years ago. And he propagated himself this Yuga Dharma called chanting of the holy name. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam that he is Krishna himself. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagya Sankirtana Praya Yajanti Hi Sumedasa. Those who are fortunate worship him through Sankirtan. And he is Krishna himself. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam. He has appeared with his associates to perform this Kirtan. Now, many times people do not accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna. And most of us also, before we knew, we just knew Krishna and Ram. Suddenly somebody says Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the same Krishna, we don't accept it. Because we do not know, we have not heard it from childhood. So let us see what the scripture says about him. Because to accept anyone as God, if you remember I had mentioned, he should be mentioned in the Shastras, right? So let's see whether Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioned in Shastras or no. Prahlad Maharaj in 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam says, Channa Kalau Yada Bhavastri Yugosta Swatvam. He says, in the age of Kali, you do not assert yourself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, therefore you are known as Tri Yuga. So Mahaprabhu came, he did not assert himself as Supreme Personality. In the Markandeya Purana, it is said, the Supreme Personality himself, now these Puranas are there 5,000 years ago. But Mahaprabhu came 500 years ago. So in the Markandeya Purana it is written Goloka cha parityaja lokanam trinakaranat kalo gauranga rupena lila lavanya vigraha. In the Kali Yuga, I will leave Golok. And who stays in Golok? So it is said, very clearly he says, in the Kali Yuga, I will leave Golok and to save the people of the world, I will become the handsome and playful Lord Gauranga. Very clearly it is mentioned, I will become Gauranga. And Gauranga Mahaprabhu came. Right? Let us take some more evidences. In the Vayu Purana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he himself says, Bhakti Yoga Pradhanaya Lokasyam Anugrahaya Cha Sannyasa Rupam Asthaya Krishna Chaitanya Namadrik. See, very clearly, I told you that if someone is God, he should be very clearly mentioned in the Shastras. So this is there 5,000 years ago already was mentioned that I shall take the renounced order of life. Now you see in all these things, it is a Bhavishyavani. Because Mahaprabhu had not come that time when this was written. So Lord is telling, I shall, aunga, will come, bhavishyami. So he says, I shall take the renounced order of life sannyas and show kindness to the people in general and engage them in bhakti. I will be known as Shri Krishna Chaitanya. So you see, very clearly mentioned, right? And in spite of all this, we don't accept Krishna Chaitanya as Mahaprabhu. Then what can be done as Krishna himself is very clearly saying, Goloko cha parityajya. I will give up Goloka and come down here in Kali Yuga. So this is what, again in Narad Puran, there are so many scriptures where it is mentioned. We don't read scriptures. How will we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead? So in the Narad Puran it is said, Dvijabhuvi jayadvam bhakta rupinaha kalo sankirtana arambhe bhavishyami shachi sutaha. See, when the God appears, his name is there, his parents' name is there, everything is mentioned. So here he is giving his mother's name. He says, O demigods, Dvija, O demigods, please come and advent as devotees on this earth in the age of Kali Yuga. I will incarnate as son of Sachi to inaugurate the congregational chanting of the holy name. So see, very clear evidence. Right? We don't consider Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as God on sentiments. That somebody said, okay, Mahaprabhu is Krishna, we also started. Like there are so many people here who claim themselves to be Krishna. So and so are his incarnation of Krishna. No. We accept him based on scriptural evidence. So this is given in Narad Puran. So like this, I can go on quoting. Various places it is given that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. And he came to give this congregational chanting. Chant the holy name, kirtan, dancing in the kirtan. This is all given. Krishna says himself in Srimad Bhagavatam, Shravanat darshanat dhyanat mai bhavo nukirtanat natatha sannikarshena. He says, you do 4 things, then your bhakti will grow. What can be done? He says Shravanat. This he told to gopis and this he told to Brahman Patnis. The gopis had given up everything in the night and come to him, and that is the time when Krishna says, Shravanat, Darshanat, Dhyanat, Mai Bhavo, Nukirtanat. Do 4 things. Number 1, Shravanat, hear about me. Darshanat, take darshan of my deity form. Dhyanat, meditate on me. And Mai Bhavo Nukirtanat, perform my kirtan. So this is told by Krishna 1,000, 5,000 years ago when he was there on this planet Earth. And same thing to express Mahaprabhu came. And that same chanting can also be done in the form of japa. We chant on the mala, beads. So chanting on the beads also is sankirtan, that we can chant the holy name. So in our moment and generally in this age, we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this mala has 108 beats. So we chant for us, our acharyas have given 16 rounds, which takes about 2 hours. But to beginning, one can start with 1 round, which will take hardly 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes. So just every day, you can give 10 minutes to Krishna and on the beach chant his holy name, this Mahamantra. That is how you will please Krishna. And then you can do seva. Seva means service to Lord. This is necessary for growth of bhakti because it brings about purity. It brings about joy. It brings about humility. So it is a very important element of bhakti, and it's a great honor to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And even a small service, if you can make a garland for the Lord, if you can offer bhoga to the Lord, if you can speak about Him, if you can give a book, His book to someone, it's a great honor. Because we are serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are not serving an ordinary person. So service, seva, is very important. And of course, deity worship. When you are at home, suppose you are not able to come to temple, then you should do deity worship. But if you can come to temple, then in the temple you should do deity worship. This is given for this age, we should do. Because deities are directly Supreme Lord and they are as per authorized scriptures. They are not just made out of whims. Like in Mumbai they do, or in Maharashtra they do. When they want to make Ganeshji, they will make Ganeshji with a cricket bat. Huh? They will make Ganeshji with a computer. So that's not authorized by scripture. That's an offense towards Ganeshji. So that is why the deities are made as per authorized scriptures, and we should dedicate all our activities to them. So this is what the purpose of our life should be. And of course, we should eat prasadam. We should not eat non-vegetarian food. We discussed. We should not even eat vegetarian food, because even plants have life. Isn't it? So are we supposed to starve? No, we should not be non-vegetarian. We should not be vegetarian also. We should be prasaditarian. Right? Just eat prasad. That's all. Prasad is, you offer these things to Krishna, and then it becomes sanctified food. It takes away all the karma, because when you are cooking, the consciousness goes in the food. Let me tell you, give you example. If you want to try it out at your home, one day fight with your wife and then let her cook. And then see when you eat it, what happens? Your anger grows, right? Because she will cook in anger and all the anger goes there. So when we cook, our consciousness goes, our karma goes there. And when we offer it to Krishna, the karma is taken away. It's a karma-free, sanctified food called prasad. So we should eat only prasad. Offer everything. Then all the sin goes away. Otherwise, the sin remains in the food, whatever you are eating. So you want to make it karma-free, then offer it. Simple thing, just offer 5 minutes before eating, just offer it to Krishna. Tell Krishna, please accept this. And then wait for some time, let him eat, and then he will give you. This becomes prasadam. What is the problem in this? What is the difficulty? So we can offer prasad. We can take prasad, bhoga, offer to the Lord and accept prasad. Prasad in Sanskrit means mercy. So when we say prasad, of course, we think prasad means, and especially in India, many places what happens is that in the house we make for ourselves puri, sabji, rice, dal, and for the Lord we keep some sugar or some dry fruits in small katori, just keep it there, right? Lord, you be happy with that. I will eat all other things. No, we should offer everything what we eat. Of course, it doesn't mean you start offering chicken and mutton and you say, we heard whatever you are going to eat, offer it to the Lord. And I'll tell you, one day one boy asked me this very seriously question. I was giving a class, and then after the class he came to me and very seriously, not jokingly, he asked me, sir, can I offer chicken to the Lord and eat it? Now for me it was like difficult to answer because he was very serious. If he was joking, I would have just laughed, but he wasn't joking, he was seriously asking. Then I told him that in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. You can offer me these 4 things. Patram means leaf, Pushpam means flower, Phalam means fruit, Toyam means water. So Krishna says, offer me these. He did not say andam, meatam, muttonam, fisham. Krishna didn't say. So maybe in next Bhagavad Gita, if Krishna says, then you can start offering, but at least he has not said now, right? So we cannot offer these things to Krishna. So eat prasadam and read Bhagavad Gita daily. This is very important for all of us. It increases our understanding, our faith and our conviction. Conviction and faith of the path we are taking, of bhakti, of achieving success. So take it very seriously. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, to study literature is actually worship of him by intelligence. So we should worship Krishna by studying Bhagavad Gita daily, and it nourishes our mind and intelligence. And we should regularly visit temple. This is very important. A real temple is a spiritual training center, as I was mentioning. Sometimes people say, God is everywhere. Why should I go to temple? What is the need? So we have, if God is everywhere, is he not in the temple? Prabhupada asked this. You say God is everywhere, so I will not go to the temple. Why? If God is everywhere, He is also in the temple. Why don't you come to the temple? What is the problem? Right? So God, we should come to the temple. Make temple at home and make your home a temple. Suppose you are not able to come regularly, you are staying very far, so at least make temple at home, and then your home will become temple. Home should be temple. Means wherever you go, wherever you see any walls, you can remember Krishna. Not that kutton se savdhan, right? Not that as soon as you enter there is a photo. I have seen many places. I go to someone's house, there's a huge picture of a tiger or someone else. Or maybe they love their dogs, so their photo with the dogs and so many things. Have photos of Krishna. Let you be reminded of Krishna. Different pictures. Sometimes he's stealing butter, sometimes he's running with friends. So they'll remind you. So that you should do. And you should also fast on certain days like Ekadashi or on Janmashtami, Ram Navami, the days of Lord's appearance. We should fast. And some personal habits, very important now. I'm coming to it. Please listen carefully. Number 1, rise early. That's why I said very important. Rise early. Early means, I'm not saying too early, maybe in Brahma Muhurat. Brahma Muhurat starts 1.5 hours before sunrise. So if sunrise is around 6 o'clock, by 4:30. Is it too early? I think so, right? One time in our temple, a boy came. Somebody recommended him. I got a call from one devotee and he said, there is one boy, very renounced, bahut tyagi hai. He stays in temple somewhere in south and he wants to become brahmachari. He says, I don't want to get married, I don't want to earn money, I have nothing, no attraction, so I want to. So I said, send him. So he came to meet me. I was talking to him and I said, so you want to become brahmachari, are you sure? Or if you want to be in house, he says, no way, I don't want, I just want to achieve God. So I don't want to get into all these things. I said, very nice. But I said, do you know what is brahmachari life? So he said, you tell me whatever you want me to do, I will do. I said, you want to stay in temple? He said, yes. I said, are you ready to follow the rules? He said, whatever you say. I said, wow. I said, still I will tell you, please remain outside at home, keep coming to temple and then slow. He said, no, I want to stay in temple. I am giving my life to Krishna. I was very happy, such a renounced man. Then I said, okay, let me tell you what are the rules we follow. So I told him first thing. I said, you'll have to get up every day at 3:30. He said, what? I said, 3:30. I mean, we get up every day, 3:30, 3:45. That's our routine time. He got up. He was talking to me. I was sitting. He suddenly got up. I said, what happened? He said, I'm going. I said, what? I said, what? He said, I cannot get up at 3:30. I said, such big talks you were giving, you're giving your life for Krishna, you're renounced, you don't want all those things. What happened? I said, I've just told you one rule of brahmachari life. I'm supposed to tell you the whole thing. He said, sorry. And he walked off, really walked off. Just hearing one thing, he cannot get up at 3:30 every day. Just see. We are so attached to sleep, isn't it? Nidra. Nidra Devi she loves everyone, in fact, right? She's the only one who loves everyone, irrespective of wherever you are, right? But we should, if we want to achieve Krishna, please don't become Suryavanshi. Krishna appeared in Chandravansh, not Suryavansh, right? So who are the Suryavanshis in Kali Yuga? Those who wake up after the sunrise. राइट सूर्य उगने के बाद उठने वालों को सूर्यवंशी कहते हैं आजकल की भाषा में, आजकल के समय में. So please try to rise early in the morning and of course take bath early, right? If you get up early, you should take bath early also. Some of you may be wondering, why is it needed to be told, right? Anyway, we get up early. Whenever we get up early and we take bath. But I have been told and I have seen also, people don't take bath early. They get up But then till 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, they are doing all work, but they are not taking bath. Right? So you should take bath as soon as you get up, because when you sleep, you are in mode of ignorance. Now I'm giving you reason for taking bath early. When you sleep, you are in mode of ignorance. And mode of ignorance has taken over you. Plus your body has become completely impure. So when you get up in the morning, you need to clean it two ways, externally and internally. Externally by taking bath, and internally by chanting the holy name. Your mind has to be purified. So that is why in the morning we chant the holy name after taking bath. And also if you take bath early morning, if possible with cold water, it keeps your mind cool. You can try it out. So that is why get up early and take bath early. All our activities should be regulated in life. Krishna says this in Bhagavad Gita, that whatever you do, whether you're eating, you're playing, you're working, you're sleeping, everything should be regulated. Yukta ahara viharasya. Ahar means food. Yukta means regulated. So live a regulated life. Many times we are troubled by our mind. Let me tell you, regulated life is the key to mind control. If you want to control your mind, you need to live a regulated life. So live a simple life. Don't make it too complicated. Simple life. So now we have done up to approach the right doctor. Now what is the meaning of simple life? Simple life means avoid negative things. Now let's see what are the negative things. 4 activities that violate the principles of dharma: meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex, and gambling. These are the activities which are killing or which are destroying the principles of dharma. And that is why one should follow the 4 regulative principles in life. What are the 4 principles? Number 1, no meat eating. Number 2, no intoxication. Number 3, no illicit sex. And number 4, no gambling. We should avoid this in our life. Now why? Let me tell you. Number 1, meat eating is very cruel, isn't it? Do you like this picture? It's very nice, colorful. Yes? But when you eat it, do you remember this picture? How they are tortured, how they are killed, how they are full of blood, right? But we take it because the taste is there. Just for the taste of the tongue, we are ready to kill someone. Man must protect animals. It is said that it is like the elder brother protecting the younger brother. We are all children of God, isn't it? So we are all children of God, then we should protect animals. It is our duty because we have the power, we have the intelligence. So protect, don't kill. And when you eat meat, what is it? Meat is just dead body, right? This is what you are making your stomach a graveyard. Putting dead bodies, what do? That's what people eat it like that. I'm sorry to show you such pictures. Meat is not the designated food for humans. If you can read this chart, please understand that we are not meant, our body is not meant to eat non-veg or to eat meat. Now here you can see the comparison. The carnivores animal, herbivores and carnivores means those who eat flesh or meat. Herbivores means those animals who eat grass, etc. and human beings. If you see the comparison, then our body is similar to herbivores, not carnivores. We are not meant to eat meat. Now you can just see, starting, say first of all, the carnivores has claws, we don't have it. They have sharp pointed front teeth to tear flesh. We don't have it. They have no pores on the skin of the carnivores. They don't have pores on the skin by which they can perspire. But we have. Small salivary glands in the mouth, not needed to pre-digest grains and fruits. But we have. The carnivores, now very important fifth and sixth point I would like you to see. The carnivores have much stronger hydrochloric acid in stomach to digest tough animal muscle or bones. So they eat animals and they have very strong hydrochloric acid. But in human beings, in stomach, acid is 20 times less stronger. Not 1 or 2 times, 20 times less stronger than the animals, carnivorous animals. That means our body is not meant. And the final one, if you see, the intestinal tract, it is only 3 times the body length. What we have, the intestine, the length of that in the carnivores is only 3 times. So that the rapidly decaying meat can pass out of the body. But our body has intestinal tract 12 times the body length. Whatever is the length of the body, the intestine is 12 times that. That means the decaying food cannot pass out of the body immediately. So this construction of the body itself shows us that we are not meant to eat meat. The second thing is to gambling. We should avoid gambling because by that truthfulness is lost. We should also avoid intoxication, any kind of intoxication, including tea and coffee. Tea and coffee is also an intoxicant. It has nicotine, tannin, caffeine, right? So we should avoid including tea and coffee because many times we see people have addiction. If you don't get tea, you cannot get up, you get headache, right? What is it? It's an addiction. If you're drinking tea, if you don't drink, it's okay. Suppose you don't drink for a month, doesn't matter for you. Then it's okay. But I have hardly seen people drink. If they don't drink in a day, they get headache. Especially early morning, they should get it. Otherwise, they cannot get up from the bed. That is why this concept of bed tea, right? You need to get it. How is it possible that you can become a slave for such things, right? And let me tell you, some of the people, when we talk today about tea and coffee, they get amazed. They say, what? Not to drink tea and coffee? It is too much. You all are going too much, right? Theek hai, drinks and all fine. But tea, coffee, what is the problem? Ask them, 100 years ago in India, who was drinking tea? No one. You know, the Britishers introduced tea. And they were going street to street. Nobody knew what is ye kala kala kya hai. So they were going street to street, selling it free, giving it free. Please taste it, because they knew if you get attached once, you will automatically buy. And that's how it started in India. Earlier people were just drinking milk, cow milk. It was very common. But nowadays who drink? Only to the children we say cow milk, right? वो भी cow milk नहीं मिलता है, अभी पैकेट का दूध आता है, वो जहाँ से आता है, कैसे आता है, पता नहीं. So we have forgotten. Nobody was drinking tea. During British time, they were going street to street. Please take. And people said, okay, let me taste. Like mobiles. When initially mobiles came, what were they doing? Free. 1 month, use it free. Try it out. So everyone was, wow, I can call from here to there free. Yes. Anywhere in Maharashtra, you can call free. Oh, people started doing that. For 1 month, they were trying free. After 1 month, they said, start paying 16 rupees a minute. They said, okay, no problem. They started paying, right? And now if we say somebody, you don't have a mobile, then you don't have a mobile. What kind of a person you are, right? Like one time a man, he went to a company, maybe Microsoft, and he got a job of a peon. He applied for a peon job. So he was giving, everything was okay. So the lady asked, what is your email ID? He said, I don't have an email. He said, you don't have an email ID? Sorry, we cannot give you a job. So he lost the job because he didn't have email ID. He went out, he started his own business. He became a big businessman. So after some time, when he was a successful businessman, a reporter was taking his interview. And after the interview, reporter asked, sir, can I have your email ID? He said, I don't have an email ID. So he said, sir, you don't have an email ID? He said, sir, just imagine, without email ID, you're such a big successful businessman. If you had email ID, where would you be now? He said, I would be a peon in Microsoft if I had the email ID. Right? So people have now become so attached to tea and coffee that if you tell them, they say, what is the problem of tea and coffee? We cannot live without tea and coffee. This was not there. 150 years ago, nobody knew it. This is introduced by Britishers just because they had tea plantation all over the world and they wanted to introduce in India. Now it's like India has become exporter of tea, right? So this is all going on. So all kinds of intoxication should be given up. And of course, illicit relationship. The scriptures inform us that marriage is a sanskar. A person has to go through many sanskaras, starting from janma till antim sanskar, from birth to the last rites. And marriage is a sanskar, is a very pure ceremony. Even now, many places in India, during marriage, people do not take non-veg and liquor. Even now. Of course, many places it has started. But nobody, because that was considered very pure. So, our life, if we have to live, we should be away from this illicit relationship. This is like living like animals who do not have family, right? So today with some other woman, another time with another woman, we think we are enjoying, we have become modern. This is animal life. Human life is a life of sanskaras. Human life is a life where you can live with dignity, cleanliness. And that is why we should give up this illicit relationship. So 4 things we should avoid: meat eating, gambling, intoxication, and illicit sex, because they destroy the 4 pillars of religion, like mercy, truthfulness, austerity, and cleanliness. So that's why we should give it up. Now, what you should do is avoid asatsang also. Asatsang means the association of those who are not very keen to perform devotional service. We should try to avoid. Keep adequate time for spiritual life. So we should plan your life in such a way that you have enough time. So the last part is, I'm just trying to summarize what I spoke today to apply the positive treatment. The positive treatment is in the form of A, B, C, and D, which you can remember. A is for association. Association means if you have the association of people, you will obviously become good. If you have bad association, like you are in an association of drunkards, you will start thinking, what is the problem in drinking, right? Like when you go to college, you start your college life and your friend invite you, come on, we are going for a party. No, I don't drink. You can drink soft drink. You drink, Coca-Cola. So you go there and you sit with them. They are taking beer, they are taking whiskey, and you're just taking Coca-Cola 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. 4th day you start thinking, my friends are very good, isn't it? They're coming from nice families. What is the problem? They don't trouble anyone. They just drink and go and sleep. Okay, then you also start. Association matters. And if you are in association of devotees, then obviously you will become devotees. So A is for good association. B is for book reading. As I mentioned already, we should read Bhagavad Gita daily. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, that will give us immense willpower. It will make you very strong. So read Bhagavad Gita. And C is for chanting. So as I said that we are chanting this Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So on one time, one mala, 108 beads are there. It hardly takes 8 to 10 minutes. I request all of you, wherever you are, whether at home or any other place, start doing this. So in the morning when you get up after taking bath, just sit for 10 minutes, meditate on Lord, chant the holy name. So chanting is very important. We should take it up every day. Give some 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you can for chanting the holy name. It is a must. It is a mental exercise. Like we need exercise for our body, we also need exercise for mind. So mantra means manah trayate iti mantra. The deliverer of the mind is mantra. If you want to control your mind, focus your mind, start chanting. It will help you. So this is the third thing. And then this is the mantra we chant. It is given in the scriptures. It is not that we just like this mantra so we picked it up. It is given in the Kali Santaran Upanishad. It is an Upanishad for particularly this Kali Yuga. So why only this mantra? It can come to our mind, right? Why not Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya? Why not any other mantra? Why only this mantra? So let me explain to you that all other mantras are bona fide mantras. We don't say that they are not, they are useless. No. Like when you go to a chemist shop and you have headache, do you take the medicine for heart attack? You'll tell me, no, that is one is looking good. Give me that. No. But all are medicines. But for you, the medicine is only for headache. Similarly, all the mantras are mantras, bona fide mantras. But for this disease of this age, Kali Yuga, the mantra meant is given in this Upanishad. It is said, Iti Shodeshakam Namanam Kali Kalmashanashanam Natah Partaropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. That means, after searching through all the Vedic literature, please read carefully. After searching through all the Vedic literature, one cannot find a method of religion more sublime for this age than the chanting of Hare Krishna. And that is the reason we chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra daily. This is the best way to serve the Lord. This is the best way to control our mind. This is the best way to purify our mind. This is the best way to make our mind ready for spiritual knowledge. And then, of course, diet, as I said about prasadam, that we should only take prasad which is offered to Krishna. There is a very simple method. So whatever you are eating, offer it to the Lord and eat, except andam, meetam, matanam, etc. But whatever you are eating, offer it to the Lord. Make it into prasad and then take it. That will help you. So that should be done. So this positive treatment should be applied, A, B and C, D, and then your life will become really successful. Please don't waste time in this valuable human life. This is very valuable. You have received it after taking 80 lakhs of animal birth. Now you have come to human. So don't waste your time in this human life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we end our course here today. I am very grateful to all of you.
For more such devotional programs, please watch Hare Krishna television. To get this channel, please contact your cable or DTH operator. For more information, please call 8767 845 845.